Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Ashwagandha Mysore, and today we are going through a yoga called as Bhagya Yoga. So, what is Bhagya? Bhagya is fortune. So, a person having a Bhagya Yoga will be very fortunate, rich, famous, and has very good connections and influences in the society. See, here Bhagya Yoga does not only mean the richness, it also means the richness of lifestyle, the livelihood, and the facilities, the luxuries, all put together is a package of Bhagya. And the other part of this Bhagya Yoga is to understand that these people will have luck following them, or it will be like it will be helping them. So it is a horoscope in which the native will have favorable time period in such planetary periods when this particular planet which is giving the Bhagya Yoga will be going through either a transit over the ascendant, transit over the fifth house, transit over the third house, or the ninth house. So let us understand Bhagya Yoga. So the factor for Bhagya Yoga is that a strong planet. So a strong planet only can give you good yogas. A strong planet is either in the ascendant, the lagna, third house, fifth house, or and also see these three things are one or the other should happen. Either it should be in the ascendant or the third or the fifth, and simultaneously, along with that, it should also be aspecting the ninth house. So it should also be aspecting the ninth house. So along with this, it should also be doing that. So how many planets can aspect the ninth house from the ascendant, the third and the fifth? Let us see. From the ascendant, only one planet can aspect the ninth house if it is sitting in the ascendant, that is Jupiter. So if I take an example of an exalted Jupiter in the ascendant of Karkataka Rashi, that is Cancer ascendant. So and from there, Jupiter can aspect the ninth house, that is Pisces. So Jupiter is the lord of Pisces, the ninth lord sitting in the Lagna. This is 100% Bhagya Yoga. That is a planet, a strong planet. Yes, it's an exalted planet. Sitting in the ascendant. Yes, it is sitting in the ascendant. And also aspecting the ninth house. Yes, it's done. Let us go to the second. This is what I have just explained. Let us go to this point. Third house. So I'll take a strong planet here. A strong planet here would be obviously Mercury. So if I put Mercury here, for this ascendant only I am explaining, just like that. I'll explain in the North Indian chart once again. So if I take the Mercury here, so a strong planet, yes, very strong planet, and it's also a natural benefic. So what are strong planets? This is what I have defined here. The benefics here are yoga karakas, natural benefics, and etc. Etc. means it can also be moon, or it can be it's a natural benefic anyway, moon. It can also be the Lagnadipati, that is the ascendant lord. So I have not fully written the whole thing. So here, if I take Mercury, all planets in the third house will obviously have a direct aspect to the ninth house because it is the seventh aspect. So all five planets, like starting from Mars, which has 4, 7, 4, 7, 8. We have next is Mercury, which has only the seventh aspect. Then Jupiter, which has 5, 7, 9, fifth house, seventh house, and ninth house. Then we have Venus, which has only the seventh aspect. Then Saturn, which has 3, 7, and 10. So the third house, the seventh house, and the 10th house. So I hope you are able to see this. Just a minute, I'll just check.
Not fully visible.
It's not fully visible. Let me. Yeah, sorry for the small adjustment. Yes, so 4, 7, 8 for Mars, 7th house for Mercury, 5th, 7th, and 9th for Jupiter, 7th house for Venus, 3rd, 7th, and 10th. There is a 3rd house, 7th house, and 10th house. These are all 100% aspects. I will be doing another video for the planets, for these 5 planets, for partial aspects for all the 12 houses. It is there. People think that the only aspect here, they will not aspect the other houses at all. No, there is something called as the 1/3 aspect, the 1/4 aspect, 1/8 aspect, 1/16 aspect, and all those things. Let us come to that later. So, first, let us understand this. Okay. So, here we are talking about yoga karakas also. So, I'll come to the yoga karaka. But here in this case, for this ascendant, this is a fantastic, strong planet sitting in the 3rd house, aspecting the 9th house, will give Bhagya Yoga. So, coming to the Yoga Karaka. So, what is the Yoga Karaka for Karkataka Rashi? It is Mars. How? Because it is the 5th Lord and the 10th Lord. What a fantastic planet to aspect the 9th house. So, if it is sitting in the 5th house, Mars, will it aspect the 9th house? No. Why? Because it will have only the 4th aspect, 1, 2, 3, 4, or it has the 7th and the 8th aspect. So, Mars cannot aspect the 9th house sitting from the 5th house. It can only do when it is sitting in the 3rd house. And mind it, the position of the 3rd house for Mars is the best position. Mars is always very strong either in the 3rd and the 6th houses because it is the karaka, the signifier for these houses. So, Mars here is a fantastic option for Bhagya Yoga. Right? So, taking natural benefits now. Natural benefits is that it has to be posited only in the ascendant 3rd and the 5th house. You should keep that in mind. So if I take the 5th house, there are no other planets which are having the 5th aspect. There is only one planet. So if I put Jupiter here, once again, this is giving rise to a Bhagya Yoga. This is a fantastic position of Bhagya Yoga. So let us take the North Indian chart. I will explain other, ascendant. I'll take another ascendant. Let me take Mithuna Rashi. Because this is a corner ascendant, it gives rise to Kendra Adipatya doshas for Jupiter. It gives rise to many other things. There are no Yoga Karakas for Mithun Rashi. There are no full-time benefits for it. But let us see how it works. So, taking Mithuna Rashi, that is the 3rd house, third sign as the ascendant. So, when I write 3 here in the North Indian chart, this is for South Indians. It means that this is the ascendant, this is the 1st house. So, this is not the 1st house, this is the ascendant. This is the Rashi Kundali, what we are talking here. So, we should combine both the Rashi Kundali and the Bhava chart to understand. But anyway, when you are seeing the house, the 9th house, you should see from which degree to which degree the 9th house is falling. And if you are seeing the house in which the planet is posited, 3rd house or 5th house, that has to be seen from the Bhava chart. And then again come back to the degree of the planet, and from there you see whether the aspect is full or partial or very negligible. They will not understand. Okay. No, they will understand. Okay, let me solve this thing. Okay. Let me solve this thing. I have been doing this Rashi Bhava continuously. I think people will get bored, but still. But how to explain this? I'll go ahead.
They have to check the Bhava.
You have to check the Rashi for the ascendant. Please check the Rashi Bhava video, which is video number 98. You will get to know actually the calculation of how to do equal Bhava midpoint method. Every video, if I do, it's unnecessarily lengthy. Yeah. So, if I take this particular placement of Mithun Rashi, which I'll write both in the South Indian and the North Indian. So, if I take this, I will have to give prominence to the 9th house. I will have to give prominence to the 9th house, and it has to be either from the 3rd house or the 5th house. So, at least for this particular sign, we need to have a strong Venus or a strong Mercury here. So, who is strong here? Venus is not strong here because its enemy house. So, it is not strong here. It is in Dukkita Avastha. When a person is in an enemy house, he is in dukkha. Dukkha means he is in sorrow. He is in tension. He is always in terror mode. He's always afraid. So Venus is not in such a great position here. So I will not be able to take Venus here. So let me take Mercury. So if I put Mercury here, it aspects the ninth house, and this Bhagya Yoga is complete. So in this case, I'll have to take Mercury, which will be aspecting the ninth house. This is the ninth, I think. Yes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is 11. So this is the ninth house, which is the 11th sign. So Mercury is aspecting the ninth. So this gives rise to Bhagya Yoga. So there are certain theories and certain books which explain that Bhagya Yoga happens only with natural benefics. But in the actual definition, it is that a strong planet has to be in the ascendant, third, or the fifth house, which also has to aspect the ninth house. It is not very clearly defined that it has to be only Jupiter. So, fortune cannot only happen because of 3 or 4 planets. It can also happen because of the strong malefics, natural malefics, which can be yoga karakas for that particular horoscope. A very good example for this particular thing is Leo ascendant. So, if I take the Leo ascendant, the yoga karaka for the Leo ascendant, fifth. Leo ascendant, the yoga karaka for the Leo ascendant would be Mars. And how is it Mars? If I take Leo ascendant, it is the fourth and the ninth lord. So this is the fourth one, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Scorpio, the lord of Scorpio, and then lord of Aries. So, when the Lord of Scorpio or the Lord of Aries is strongly posited and it is aspecting, so it can again happen from the third house only, because once again, if I take Leo ascendant and the third house, only then Mars will be able to aspect the ninth. And because it is the ninth Lord also, this becomes an extremely strong, Bhagya Yoga. So putting Mars here. But is Mars happily posited? See, Mars is the ninth lord. In any book, in any theory, you can find out that if the lord of the house is aspecting its own house from the seventh, that is opposite to it, will fortify the house. Yes, it is protecting the ninth house. That's all. But will the Bhagya Yoga will be utmost to the top? Whether it will be a very good Bhagya Yoga? No, it is not. It comes down because Mars does not like Libra, or Libra does not want Mars there, because they have conflicting ideologies and this characteristics do not match. So I'll take one more ascendant so that we can finish off this particular yoga. This yoga gives a lot of prominence to the native's comfort, his richness, his conveyances, the house, whatever conveyances means, all the cars, house, luxuries, everything, materialistic luxuries, all these things are there. So this is a very important yoga. So many people will not have it totally, it will be partial. So I am explaining the partial things also, and that is why. So it might not be full-fledged. So full-fledged people will be like millionaires, with when the bhagya is there in that level. But let us also understand about how this, people of the middle class, upper middle class, or even the poor class, how actually they get elevated when the particular planet's dasha starts. See, until then he will be doing a very mediocre job, and then when the dasha starts, he gets into a very good business. The business will shoot up so beautifully that within 2 years he will be top notch. So that thing happens. There we have seen many people go from rags to riches. So this bhagya is not only for those people who are born rich. This is a yoga to understand a person who can elevate from rags to riches. This is a fantastic yoga. That is why. Let us go into another ascendant. Let us take the ascendant of Saturn. Let us go into Capricorn ascendant. So Capricorn ascendant, the yoga karaka for Capricorn ascendant is very few, but Venus is one of the best yoga karakas for this ascendant. And when I take this again, only Venus posited in the third house can give rise to a very strong yoga, Bhagya Yoga, because it has to be either in the ascendant. If I put Venus here, he will only aspect the seventh house. So I will have to put an exalted Venus. It's a very strong Venus and it is directly aspecting the ninth house. So if this happens, this chart will get, see how is richness to be understood from Bhagya Yoga. This is the second house for Capricorn ascendant. This is the third house. So Bhavat Bhava, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So second from the second is the third house. So this third house actually controls the second house to the maximum because it gives rise to Dhana Yoga also. So it is also controlling the ninth house, which is luck, which is called as the Bhagya Sthana. So ninth house is also called as the Bhagyasthana. That is the house of fortune or the sign where the fortune is to be seen from. So that is why Venus as a Yoga Karaka for Capricorn ascendant in the third house gives rise to Bhagya Yoga. So thank you very much for today's class. Hope we are able to understand this particular yoga. Thank you.